here's my guest now, my latest client with money to spend.
Ooh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Remember, Iris, shut up. We are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
Oh my god. Oh, we know you.
Mr. Sholmes, Herlock Sholmes, please, oh please. Please find my husband, he's run away.
Ha 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 ha! No.
Damn it.
To upset me?
I beg your pardon?
Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruto? I haven't said anything since I came in here. Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course!
What's the matter, Miss Susato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently.
Oh, yeah, now you come to mention it.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil.
Okay.
I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Sholmes, no, rent is due. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also.
If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
I feel like you'd remember us.
Does she also have a swan on her head?
No.
What I'm about to tell you, I should like to communicate with the strictest confidence, you understand?
Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me.
Ah, I see. And the child behind you making tea?
That is my housemate and author of my child slave.
Oh, I'm aware I have children of my own. They're not my children.
Neither's this one. I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing. Why did I ever get my hopes up? Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh my! Pshaw, my dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Okay, I'm not actually hard of hearing. You don't have to yell. Oh, my apologies. I knew I recognized her.
I was also trying to sit there and wonder where she was from, and I couldn't remember.
I don't remember that she was one of the jurors.
Nope.
I guess it makes sense. You never look at the screen when we're playing, so... I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
Must be very difficult for you as a lawyer, being hard of hearing, I mean. Is that why they're always shouting in the...
Is that why they're always shouting in the courtroom?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery nothing really more. Nothing more.
Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. Tell us about your husband, madam.
Mr. Vigil, my Daly is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. From when he was 4 years of age.
40? Is this game insane?
It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship and my husband's income is more than adequate so we can live quite comfortably.
Sholmes writing down on a note paper. More than adequate. Alright, go on.
What does that have to do with anything, Mr. Sholmes?
No, don't mind my notes. Please continue.
Never know what'll help.
You never know what will come in handy. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh, gosh.
Your dress is the latest style, your heart clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or whatnot.
Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. He's a...
I don't even know.
He works a double shift at the crack house in the morning and the whole house in the evening. Only thing is, he ends up with less money at the end of the day than they started with.
I see.
What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work?
I just said it, didn't I? He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat... I wouldn't say that's somewhat unusual. What's the first thing you think of as an unusual job to have? I'd say mortician.
So I only say this because I do know about
I mean, I just
the
put
one
it...
island that has no cars. They just have all of the horses. But yeah, the people who pick up the horse poop in the street.
That's very unusual. So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so.
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him to not make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever could have happened?
My dear Mrs. Vigil. God damn it. Daily Vigil and Evie Vigil. Please try to calm yourself and have a less silly name. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly, they refused to listen to my pleas as my husband had only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
How long is it typically that you have to wait after someone has gone missing before you have to submit a report? I think around here it's 24 hours at minimum.
I think they did change that, but yes, typically 24 hours, 48 hours.
48 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. However, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
Just...
What was that shiver coming up?
No, just
the...
the... Oh, her... Yeah. Just... One of my favorite scenes from Futurama is, when they're buying a car, when Amy's buying a car, it's like, oh, money's no object. My parents are rich. And the car salesman's single eyebrow moves up and he puts a finger and pushes it back down. Like, that's the only movement he has. And, like, I always think of that anytime someone's, like, doing this kind of thing. So I can just imagine Sholmes doing that here. When she's like, I should pay any sum you care to mention. And Sholmes...
Oh, okay, you were right. It is 24 hours.
Yeah, I figured. 48 seems like a lot.
But that's only a myth. In technicality now, they want you to report as soon as you know.
Yeah. I think the rule that I saw is that it's when they changed it, I believe they said that 24 hours is pretty much the guideline for when you know someone's missing. Like if someone's gone or like is gone less than that amount, they typically are going to come back. Like they're just off on their own or whatever. Like I don't know how they determine that, like psychologically or whatever. You seek only to put this suite's rent in your landlady's purse. Wait. Oh, yeah. That's all there is to it. Anyway. I mean, why am I being mad at Sholmes? I live here too. So, your husband is a prison warder.
That's alright, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Wait. Is he the executioner? I just don't know enough about the British justice system, I guess, to say one way or the other. Actually, I guess that makes sense. Like, there probably wouldn't be someone whose entire job is to carry out executions, because even in this day and age, they probably wouldn't do that very often to warrant someone whose entire job is to flip the switch.
And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is ruminated more.
God, these fucking words sometimes. Remunerated?
He is compensated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. More money for me, I believe. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
My husband isn't engaged, we're married. Barclay prison, Mr. Sholmes.
Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment indeed. If I'm not mistaken, there is a large cemetery just behind it, so I hear.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
No! Lowgate Cemetery, the very place we were discussing in court. What are the odds? Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid you've lost me.
You were there at the trial! Oh my god. Ah, pay no heed, madam, pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Thank you for everything you shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a hunting report, I'm sure.
So soon. Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession.
Just fucking, she hands it to Sholmes, and just like in a single frame, his hand is in front of us.
Here you go, Mr. Naruto.
Please file that away for me.
File that away for me.
Which means I will be holding on to it for the remainder of our time in this case, I see. Alright, same as usual. Business as usual.
Thank you. Now allow me to show you the door.
Just points at it.
It's over there. Get.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been quite simply marvelous. You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two. Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
Excellent. And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noted that.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison, so it was renowned for, among us students at the university, for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Any excuse I have to do his voice is, I'm gonna take it. He's fun. Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated. The Professor.
And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
It's all very peculiar.
Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruto.
What? Me? Huh?
Roll along now. See what you can glean, wouldn't you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
Aren't you going to go yourself?
Why would I do that when I have you?
Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair.
But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair?
That was a quite different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Tally-ho!
Of course you are. Okay.